Bharat, a country blessed with so many brave and great warriors who protected it and made it prosperous. But many great warriors and their braveries are not known to common people because either they are absent or got very small space in our history books. In next few minutes, I am going to tell you about such unsung warriors.
Raja Suheldev was king of Shravasti, whose territory spanned from Gorakhpur to Sitapur. During his time, Salar Masood Ghazi was leading an invasion to India, and in his invasion, he had defeated local rulers of Multan, Gujarat, Punjab, Sindh, Meerut, and then decided to head towards Bahraich. In Bahraich, he wished to destroy a sun temple there, and inflicted defeats on rulers there until the arrival of Raja Suheldev. Raja Suheldev had formed an alliance with 17 local rulers, including Tharu Banjara tribals. Raja Suheldev and Masood Ghazi encountered each other in battle near Chittor Jheel, where Raja Suheldev's army besieged and encircled Masood's army. The Battle of Bahraich ended with beheading of Masood Ghazi by Raja Suheldev, and every soldier of Masood's army was killed. After this devastating defeat of Masood Ghazi, no foreign invader tried to invade India for next 150 years.
Chennamma, the Queen of Kittur, was a fearless warrior who led a war against British forces. She was born in 1778 in a small village and became well trained in horse riding, sword fighting, and archery in her childhood. She was married to Malla Sarja, the king of Kittur. After the death of her husband and her son, British East India Company tried to annex Kittur and pillage its treasure worth 15 lakh rupees on basis of doctrine of lapse. They attacked Kittur with force of 20,000 men with 400 guns, but their intentions did not get success because of Rani Chennamma's leadership and her army's bravery. Britishers lost the battle and faced heavy loss. Their political agent and British collector John Thackeray was killed, and two officers, Walter Elliot and Stevenson, were caught. Later, Rani Chennamma released those two officers owing to the British promise that war will no longer be continued. But their promise turned out to be a fraud, and those two officers returned with much larger force. Rani Chennamma again fearlessly fought against Britishers with her army, but this time she was betrayed by her two soldiers, Malappa Shetty and Venkat Rao, who mixed mud and cow dung in gunpowder. Rani Chennamma lost the last battle after 12 days and was imprisoned at Belhangal Fort. Rani Chennamma lost her last war but became inspiration for freedom fighters.
Lachit Borphukan, the fierce and dynamic Ahom commander, was born in one of the longest lasting kingdom of India, the Ahom kingdom, who defeated Mughal 17 times. But in one of the battles, Ahoms lost Guwahati to Mughals, and two Ahom princesses were taken away by Mughals as hostages. It was a major blow away to Ahoms, but Ahom general did not remain quiet and regained the pride of Ahoms by winning back Guwahati back from Mughals, and that general was Lachit Borphukan. Lachit Borphukan had received military training from an early age as his father was governor of Ahom kingdom. He was made Borphukan after being promoted to different posts. After the loss of Guwahati, Fred Aurangzeb sent a very large Mughal army under Raja Ram Singh Kachwaha of about 71,000 soldiers. Lachit Borphukan had also started preparing for counter-attack because he knew that Mughals will come back. Lachit Borphukan knew that defeating such a large force of Mughals in a straight battle is next to impossible. So he forced Mughals to fight in the river Brahmaputra because the navy was the weakest link of Mughals. At one point of war, Ahom soldiers' morale was brought down because Lachit Borphukan fell ill and they were thinking to retreat. To boost up the morale of his soldiers, he decided to take part in the battle despite of being ill, and told his soldiers that if you want to flee, flee. The king has given me a task here and I will do it well. With such leadership and bravery, Lachit Borphukan and his army won the battle against Mughals with brilliant use of terrain. In his honor, Lachit Borphukan Gold Medal is given to the best cadet in National Defence Academy, and also 24th November is celebrated as Lachit Divas in Assam. King Lalitaditya Muktapid, king of Karkota dynasty of Kashmir and one of the most powerful rulers India had. His rule is considered to be golden rule of Kashmir when art, architecture, culture and learning flourished. He is termed as Alexander of India due to his conquests.
We came to know about his life from Sanskrit text Raj Tarangini written by Kalhan.
During his period, Caliph Hisam of Damascus ordered Governor of Sindh, Junaid, to lead an invasion on India. So he attacked on India, but in Kashmir, he was to battle with King Lalitaditya. And King Lalitaditya in Kashmir defeated him badly, like he was waiting for someone to show his bravery. After this battle, he led a victorious army through the Dard Desha to the Tukhara country and also defeated Momin of Bukhara, and in last battle, he killed him. Besides military expedition, he also took care of his state and people. He was first Kashmiri king to clear the beds of
Jhelum River
of rocks and silts to control recurring floods. The Kashmiri king built temples and learning centers in Kashmir, but these could not stand against the ravages of time and destruction of Islamic invaders except Martand Sen temple. Martand Sen temple was also destroyed by Sikandar Bardsika, but the strength of temple was such that it took 2 years to destroy. Still, it is present in ruins. His kingdom spanned from Uzbekistan to Sundarban, but he did not try to destroy culture of conquered places and showed toward how a king should be.